All right, everybody. Sorry, I was just getting my camera all straightened out there. It's me, Justine, and I'm super excited to be kicking off the World of heART, aka art event. I just have a couple things I need to tell you right in the beginning, so I'm going to read off my list here. So first of all, thank you to all the sponsors who sponsored prizes for this event. There are prizes. Some are going to be picked during the live streams, and some of them are going to be picked later on. So what this event is it's a bunch of crafters who have come together to just create with you live. And so I'm going to be doing for the next hour, and then below in the video description, you're gonna go to Tiffany's video for the next hour, and it goes on and on and on throughout the day, so that's super fun. And there's also another event happening next weekend, so for those of you who are stuck in the house for a little while, then it's kind of perfect. You can join us and craft all day with us if you want. So, anything else I need to tell you? No, I think that's about the events, which is awesome. I mean, it's another incentive. Not only are you getting some free inspiration and you get to hang out with all of us, but also there's some prizes. So I'm giving away a $100 gift card to scrapbook.com, and it's going to be given away at the end of my video. For those of you who are still watching, I'm going to give it away live. So stick around for the whole thing if you don't mind. If you want it, I think that's a pretty good incentive, but that's just me. So anyway, I'm going to flip my camera down so I can stop talking, and then we can get crafting together. Video description, I have a link to the supply list. I can add to it as we go. And I'm going to go ahead and just craft. And as I said, I've challenged myself here. So I've grabbed my pretty blender brushes here, and I have selected 8 Distress Oxide inks. I have a few stamps on my desk, some masking paper, some dies and stencils. And so kind of challenging myself here to just use what I have. I'm gonna create just some really simple, easy cards in today's tutorial. Okay, so I recently just got some of the new stencils from scrapbook.com. I don't know if you guys have tried their stencils, but I absolutely adore them. They're super awesome, and they're great size. 6 by 8, so they're good for like journaling, planners, and then also, of course, card making. Okay, so we're gonna line everything up here. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Just throw them in the chat and Laura will let me know. Might take me a second to reply, but that's okay. So I like to put my purple tape here. No, I'm off the screen. There we go. So I like to put my purple tape here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my stencil so that it's taped to my stencil from the back, and then I can go ahead and tape it down to my work surface as well. Learned that little trick from Gina K Designs. I don't know, I'm sure she wasn't the person that invented it, but I saw it there first and I was like, oh, that's genius. I'm a slow learner sometimes. Okay. So I'm gonna grab my favorite colors here. If you watch my channel, you know I tend to use the same colors all the time. So I'm using Squeezed Lemonade, Carved Pumpkin, Picked Raspberry, Salty Ocean, Wilted Violet. And this one here I think is called Moroccan something, Moroccan Tile, Moroccan, Vintage Moroccan is what it is. There we go. I'm checking out my supply list there as I go. And I'm gonna start off with my lightest color, which is the yellow. And I thought I would just kind of create a rainbow effect on this card. The other day I sat down and I just simply decided to craft for myself, and I had pulled out every stencil I owned from scrapbook.com, and I just did this same blend over and over again. I was using my Catherine Pooler inks though, but they're kind of running dry a little bit at the moment, and I'm waiting on my refills still since I moved, which are probably never going to come with the current situation. Yeah, so I hope everyone is staying safe and enjoying their time. I always find it's really interesting to see what we do with our time in situations like this. I just see a question here. Do I ever use spray to hold my stencil in place? Yes, I use Pixie spray, but I wasn't allowed to bring it over here with me because it has certain like restrictions, I guess, for airmail and stuff. So I don't have any spray at the moment. I've only ever tried Pixie spray and it worked quite well. It's from ThermoWeb, and yeah, so that's what I've used in the past. And yeah, so that answers that question. I do like it and it works well. My only thing, yeah, as I said, you can't actually get it here quite yet. ThermoWeb, I know, is working on it, but I guess it's something to do with an aerosol can or something and the shipping. I know in Canada it was hard to get at first as well, so. All right. So I think this is going to be really, really pretty when it's done. Super bold. So when I'm blending, I love blending. Blending brushes, any kind really, are really great to use, especially if you're a beginner blender. But one thing I think that really makes a difference is going back over your colors again. And that's really going to create that blend. So instead of just doing yellow, orange, pink, purple, blue, go back after the blue and do the purple. Go back after the purple and just add in a bit more pink over top. And that's going to ensure that you get that nice blend over top each time. And it also mixes those colors. And you can do whatever colors you like as long as you keep in mind what makes brown. You never really want brown muddy colors. Hi everyone that's joining in right now. So just remember, I am doing this live event for the next hour and it goes all day with various crafters. There's a chance to win a $100 scrapbook.com gift certificate. And I'm going to be giving that away at the end of the video to someone who's still sticking around. So be sure to watch until the end. I'm going to repeat that now and again for anybody that's stopping in here. So you can see here, I have a really pretty blended background. And it's just with Distress Oxide inks. How are you cleaning your brush to keep the inks from blending on the pad? Well, you can see I have a different brush for each color. I don't clean them. I just generally, all yellow inks, I use my yellow brush. All orange, I use my orange, but it's super easy to clean. I have a dirty piece of cardstock here, I noticed. So all you need to do in order to clean it is to just rub it on a piece of paper until you see that there's no color coming off anymore, and then they're clean. You can also clean them with soap and water and let them dry, but it's not really necessary at all. All right, so that's my first little blended background. So I'm not going to create cards today. I'm just going to create some backgrounds and kind of finish them as if they were a card. So I will save all the gluing onto card bases for later because nobody want to watch that. I honestly wonder every time I put that in one of my videos if people actually care about that. But I always like to think of beginners. And, you know, I don't want to do anything that's confusing. So you can see all the really bright colors. I have a perfect blend. That vintage Moroccan stencils, stunning. I absolutely love it. And my purple tape, I have like a little camera stand right in front of me. So anything that's like a non-porous surface, I just stick it on there and then I can reuse it. So it never really goes to waste until it's being sticky, really. So did you find that when your brushes were new, they really needed to be loaded up to use? It kind of depends on the brush. I have brushes from Picket Fence. I have these ones from Tailored Expressions. I would say no, not really. Like maybe the first time I used them, I needed to load them up a little bit more than I normally would, but I find they work pretty well right away. I don't know if that's just me. Okay, so I grabbed a whole bunch of these. So not only am I giving away the $100 gift card to scrapbook.com, but I'm also going to give away the cards that I'm making today. And so I'll pick some random winners from the comments towards the end of the video as well. So however many cards I end up getting done, and if I can stop talking, that would be great. Then that's how many I'm going to be giving away. So I have this Rainbow Sentiments from Waffle Flower. And I thought some of these sentiments are really perfect for the current situation. Like, you light up my day, stay strong, it will get better, positive vibes coming your way. And so it's kind of one of those perfect sentiments for this time. I've been really getting a lot of cards in the mail this week. I think I'm just kind of inspired by everything that's going on around me and wanting to do some good in the world. So I'm gonna grab that piece here and I'm gonna grab one of my nesting dies, maybe a heart. I think that one will be perfect. I'm gonna run this through my die cutting machine. Never like to waste cardstock. You can always use the other side. Okay, just give me one sec here. I just realized my die cutting machine is unplugged. There we go. All those things you have when you're going live, everything that'll go wrong will go wrong. It is what it is. I probably should have, you know, actually done my sentiment first and then die cut this, but that's okay. So, let's hope that's straight. It's kind of like a weird angle I'm having to work at now because I wasn't thinking. What type of mat am I using? I have this, we have a store called Idee Kreativmarkt here in Germany. It's kind of like a Michaels and I just got it from there. I think the brand is Rico and that's the mat that I'm using right now. I plan on being on for an hour for the person that asked how long I plan to be on for. And then Tiffany will be on live, so no worry. Okay. So, done there. And then I'm going to use this like big, insane honk and roll of scrapbook.com paper or foam tape. Look how big this thing is. It's insanely big. And I liked it because I could just, you know, tear off a piece and then throw it on here. And to me, that's looking a little bit bare. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab another heart, the next size up. This is why I love nesting dies, and I'm going to add myself a little frame around it in one of the colors that I just used. I'm loving how someone said they're FaceTiming with their crafty friends. I've been FaceTiming lots with Ingrid, and I'm always talking to Laurel Beard. And tonight I'm getting together with the former owner of So Susie Stamps and a few other ladies that are my craft pals, and we're crafting together online tonight too. All right, so I'm just grabbing some of the picked raspberry, and I'm just gonna do the edges because there's no really need to do the middle of it. And let's grab some wilted violet as well. And kind of blend that in there. I'm not doing a very careful job here, but the nice thing about oxides is you can kind of buff them out. They stay on the surface kind of long enough to be able to do that. Probably should have grabbed a cloth before I got started here too. So there's my heart. And as I said, if you're curious about anything I'm using, I have all of the supplies listed below in the video description. Except this glue, I think. Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. But everybody has glue, so there we go. So that's super fun. So that's card number 1. Quick, easy, simple. As long as, you know, you're not babbling away like I am, it's pretty easy. Picked raspberry is also one of my favorite colors. Okay, so I think I have some water here. But I don't seem to have a cloth. Okay, so going on to my next card, I'm just gonna deal with the mess. The nice thing about working always on card fronts is that these are gonna be glued onto a card base later, so it really doesn't matter how dirty the back of my card actually gets. Okay, so I'm gonna grab another stencil here. This one here is another one of my favorites, and I like it because I have a heart one from scrapbook.com, and I do like it, but I like the fact that these are really staggered, and I'm gonna have to put that on the other way. Oh no, and my cardstock gets dirty. See what I was just talking about there? Makes no sense. You also don't have to really worry about putting it on a specific place on your cardstock, which is also nice. Laurel wants to know why she wasn't invited to the crafty party tonight. Laurel, because it's past your bedtime, that's why. Laurel goes to bed at like 8. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do something similar here, just kind of create a bit of a blend. I'm gonna use the same colors as before, but I'm gonna leave out the purple and the blue. So a little bit more of the pink, orange, and the yellow tones. And as I said, going back again with that pink over top. I don't know how I feel about doing lives when crafting. Like, I haven't planned any of these cards out. I'm just kind of going with the flow, and it's a little bit hard to like concentrate on crafting and answer questions and chat all at the same time. But it's super fun to be able to interact with you guys. I mean, I love doing that, and so that's fun. All right, so if you guys want me to do these more often, I can. So here is the pink, orange, and yellow. So I think that's also a super pretty blend. And you can go ahead and decorate again with any sort of die or anything like that. So one of the stamps that I've been using a ton lately are these simple strips from Tailored Expressions. I don't know if you've seen me use these before, but these are really great because you stamp all the sentiments at once and you die cut them all at once with the same die. So they're pretty genius in my opinion. And you can of course emboss these or do whatever you like. So remember ladies, if you have any questions, and gents, if there's any gents on here, I'm not too sure. If you have any questions, just ask. Laurel's monitoring for me and passing along the questions. Do you only use these brushes with oxides? Do you use with other inks also? I use them with other inks also. I mean, I do try to rub them off a little bit in between so that, you know, I'm not contaminating them too badly. But overall, I don't particularly care. I know that might sound bad, but like nothing's really gonna happen. Nothing serious is gonna happen when I go from a distress oxide in yellow to a regular in yellow. I mean, it's nothing's too dramatic. So I'm just grabbing my paper here and I'm just gonna kind of rub with my fingers. And hopefully nothing shifted as I was doing this. There isn't a particular reason why I use the oxide versus the regular ink. I've had both. I didn't have enough space in my craft room really to keep both, and I liked the oxides kind of better. So everybody has their opinions. I mean, a lot of people don't like the oxides better, but yeah, you can use either one of these for blending. I just find as well, because I mostly use oxides for blending, that because it's a pigment and a dye ink, it stays on the surface a little bit longer. And so if I make a mistake, I can usually kind of buff it out, which the regular distress oxides or the regular distress inks don't allow me to do that. So you can see here, I kind of offed my stamping towards the bottom there, but no big deal. You just line up your squares for the dye. There's no need to like sit here and finick with it at all. And then you run this through your die cutting machine. I mean, this itself will not fit through my die cutting machine, but, and you don't have to worry about like, there I got a big smudge of ink. It's not gonna even affect it. And all of these are gonna get cut out at the same time. So that's super cool. And they have a whole bunch of different occasions on their website. So again, I have the supply list listed below if this is something that interests you. And there's like friendship, Easter, birthday, Christmas, sympathy. And the nice thing is that while the die is a little bit on the pricier side, it fits with all of their, you know, regular size sentiments. There's also a mini version, and those are for the seasons like Easter, Halloween, I think is on there. You know, the ones where there's not a lot of sentiments that one would need. And so there's two sizes. There's the regular size and the mini strips, and both of them are great. And these are some of my favorites. And so what I do is I have all these sentiments in a little bowl on my desk. And a lot of the times I just do, you know, background techniques and I just add a sentiment to them. And this is a nice way, you have a whole bunch of them here ready to go to be able to do that. So I'm once again grabbing this, and then one thing I've really been enjoying doing too is adding a bunch of sentiments to the front of your card. So, because I'm making these for other people, I miss your face probably isn't appropriate if I don't know you. From your favorite friend, because why not? Look at you being awesome. Let's see. Sending smiles across the miles, that works for me. Happy mail just for you. So yeah, you can just go ahead and glue these on the front. You can use one sentiment, you can use them all. Doesn't really matter, but I think it's kind of fun to use multiple ones. Why am I not using the Misty for the sentiment? So that's a good question. The reason why I didn't use the Misty, I don't like Misty so much with my rubber stamps. I find rubber stamps sometimes will fall off, and I just find it easier for background stamps to just lay my cardstock over top and just push down. I mean, there it didn't work 100% well for me this time, but that's all about doing a live. I blame it on the live. But usually for background stamps, I just do it that way. I just find it easier. What do you do with all the strips? I like the idea, but I don't know if I would remember I have them. As I said, I have a little jar in my top drawer, and then I always just kind of look through it whenever I need a sentiment for my card. So I just keep them handy there. I have them in black, I have them in white, and I have them usually in embossed gold and silver. And then I have a really nice stash of these for a while. All right, and you can do these on colored cardstock as well. Nothing would have stopped me from doing these in a rainbow and embossing them with white ink, for example. I think that would have looked even better, but it would have been a lot more time consuming. And as I said, I want to create quick, easy cards today because I want to give these away at the end of the video. So, or maybe, I don't know. I can't talk about the new Gemini Junior magnet shim. Yeah, I actually can, sorry. Yeah, I ordered a new Gemini Junior when I moved, and it came with the new magnetic shim versus the old one that was black. This one has a grid on it. I was actually super excited about it because it had the grid lines on it, but I also find it gets ruined really quickly. So I've heard they are that it's been brought to their attention and that they're probably working on something, so hopefully that'll be the case soon. Here is another one of the stencils from scrapbook.com, and I'm going to do something a little bit different to this one, so I'm not boring you to tears here. I'm going to do some double stenciling for this one. So I'm just going to, this one here, again, doesn't matter if it's straight or not. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just start blending here. Let's use orange and some yellow. I want to use happy colors. So what's everyone doing today, like, or throughout the time? Like, are you off work? Is everyone, you know, what are you doing to pass the time these days? I always find that very interesting, how everything's happening at the moment here. And I've been doing a puzzle and listening to audiobooks and reading, and I've been biking a lot. I don't like exercise. I hate everything about exercise, but I figured I've got time on my hands, I might as well. All right. Has anyone's Misty magnet ever broke? My smaller ones have. My bar has never broke, so that's kind of why I switched. When they used to like kind of snap together, the small ones, that would happen to me as well, which is why I kind of decided to invest in the bar magnet. So what I'm doing now is I'm grabbing another magnet, and another magnet stencil, and I'm putting this on top. Does oxide ink work on any paper? That is a really good question that I can't answer because I don't know what every paper in the world is like. I know I get really good results with Nina. Some people, I believe, use a Bristol Smooth and they have really good results with that. I don't know, I have always used this because it works for me. So that's all I can say. You have different, the cardstock does matter though. I will say that. So I'm gonna go ahead, this one here is a really pretty stencil. It's got some little details in it. And because my last stencil, the first one that I used, had all these open spaces, I thought this might look a little bit cool. And you can see I always kind of keep my fingers on my stencil so it doesn't move around, even though I have the tape. And yeah, you could put purple tape on your fingers so you don't get inky fingers and ruin your backgrounds, but I never learn, and I never do. And oftentimes it's kind of my downfall. All right, so let's see what this is gonna look like. So again, when you're doing this, you really wanna be kind of pushing down and really getting in there, because you have to think there's actually 2 stencils here now. And so it is a little bit of a ways to get down to the cardstock, but I think I should be good here. So I went with the squeezed lemonade and the carved pumpkin, then I went in with some picked raspberry, and let's see. It's a bit of a busy one, but I kind of like it. So here's this background. Laurel tells me there's 232 people watching. That's super exciting. I'm gonna do a 2-for-1 technique, I think, for this card because I like it so much. So thank you for everyone that has been watching. Once again, I'm giving away a $100 scrapbook.com gift card for someone at the end of the video. And I'm also giving away the cards that I'm making. So that might be a little bit of an incentive for you to stay around. So all the nesting dies that I'm using today are from scrapbook.com. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use one of these flowers here, and I'm going to die cut that out, and then I can use both pieces on 2 separate cards. So why don't I give away a card now out of the comments. I'm gonna let Laurel Beard pick someone. She'll put the name in the comments. All you need to do is send me over an email. My email is justine@justinehovey.com. Very difficult. And you can send me your address once you've got the winner. Okay, so now that I have that done, I'm gonna remove my purple tape carefully and slowly. It's like washi tape, so it shouldn't rip your paper, but if you go super quickly, it may. And now I have 2 pieces here. So I have my regular panel and this one. So grab another sheet of paper. That looks super cool. And you can die cut this again in white so you have everything on the same layer, or you can kind of leave it as a window. It's up to you. And so I want to kind of have this one facing the right way. Okay. And I'm going to use the same sentiment stamp. Laurel, did you pick a winner yet? So leave a comment, let Laurel know that you're here. She's going to be picking a winner of the card. You'll get one of the cards that I'm making today. So, sentiment, sentiment, sentiment. seems a little bit small for the... Let's see what else I have here. I didn't pick out a lot of sentiment stamps. Let's see if any of these fit in here. So this is from scrapbook.com, Encouraging Words. This is not on my supply list listed below, but I'll put it in there later. If you missed the beginning, no worries whatsoever. It'll be reposted later, so you can come back and rewatch it. But if you don't stick around till the end, you can't win the big $100 gift card. So life is tough, but so are you. I love this card. It's so happy looking. And I think that black, personally, really makes all other colors pop. So that's always a good thing. So I have 3 cards done so far. So if you're coming in now, then I'm going to show them to you. We did this one technique I want to do right now, or that what I feel like it. Or I take classes. There's free classes over at scrapbook.com. I've been watching Dilutions ones for the last little while. Thank you everyone for saying they love my class. It is a lot of fun. So for this one here, let's think about doing something a little bit different. So I'm going to do a bit of masking here. So I can create, you know, each row has its own color. Let's go back to the 5 inks. And that's not one of my 5 inks. Where is my purple ink? See, this is what happens when you get really messy on your surface. And let's try doing some stamping through the stenciling this time instead of double stenciling. Maybe try some of that. So I just have the tape there. I mean, for the most part, they're spaced out enough that I don't necessarily need this. But I find the tape super helpful, so that just in case it protects the areas. I mean, I don't get in a lot of creative ruts, I would say. For the most part, I get into like ruts where I don't want to edit. And, you know, I have all this footage sitting there and I don't feel like dealing with YouTube and social media. I mean, you'll notice on Instagram, I haven't posted in like a month on my actual Instagram posts. And that's just like my own mental sanity break. And I love oxides. You can see just like how great the coverage is with these brushes. Super awesome. Maybe I won't stamp through the stencil. I'm gonna see what it looks like when it's done. This is kind of just how I craft. I never go into it with a plan. When I do my videos, there's never really a plan in place. I just kind of turn on the camera and go, and then edit everything later. So I edit out all the junk and the weird decision moments and all that. Oops, it slipped underneath. Good thing it slipped at the end. No big deal. It didn't even ruin it. Love when that happens. So you can see this background here, super bright, super fun. So if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm gonna take a second and just kind of think about what I'm going to do with this card. I know the perfect stamp. Now I'm breaking my challenge. I just went and grabbed another stamp off my shelf. Sorry for that noise. This is the Mega Greetings 4 stamp. And it says hope. I'm trying to make some really bright, fun, inspirational cards. I know this isn't the easiest time for a lot of people right now. And so I hope I can give away and spread some joy to a few people in this group. Use my magnet just so people don't freak out. I never really use it all that often. And with oxide, so this can be something you love or hate. The oxide, because it's not completely dry yet, you'll see, like, I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but the pink showing through a little bit. And for me, I find that kind of a cool look. I don't really mind at all. So stamp that nice and dark. And then this stamp has a whole bunch of sentiments that coordinate with the word blessed and hope. So hope you have a great day. That's nice. I'm gonna add this though too. Let's grab this dirty piece of cardstock here. No waste. There we go. My good trimmer is not accessible right now, so I'm going to use this and hope for the best because it definitely needs a new blade. Didn't do too bad. Then I'm going to go ahead and let's trim this down a little bit. Do I also use Distress Oxide sprays? I ordered some and it went to customs and then I didn't get a chance to pick it up in time because I was in the hospital, unfortunately. And so they sent back to America and I haven't ordered any since. So it's something on my list to try, but I haven't used them yet. All right, one day. Let's see some of my big ginormous foam roll here. Okay. Laurel says she's getting dizzy from reading. Is there a difference between purple tape and green painter's tape? I don't think so. Any sort of tape works similarly. How often do you clean your work surface? I think I'm being picky and cleaning mine too often. I usually clean it when I'm done crafting. So when I had the glass mat, it was like a super easy cleanup. And this is honestly the first time I've crafted on this mat. So we'll have to see. I mean, obviously I need to clean it now because it's full of ink. But so yeah, I don't know, just kind of when I'm done. And then if I'm ink blending, usually I do clean it in between colors and stuff like that. Okay, hope you have a great day. Okay, Laurel, I think it's time to give away a second card. So if you get chosen as a winner, send an email to justine@justinehovey.com and I will send this out in the mail to you. I've already bought stamps, so don't worry, I'm still social distancing. And on my walk, I'll plump it into the mail. Okay, so we have about 15 minutes left, which probably means time for one more card, and then I'll do a little bit of a Q&A at the end. I'm going to use this stencil. It's not one of the newer ones, but it's quite pretty as well. Still using the same purple tapes as I started off with in the video, in the beginning of the video, to secure my stencil anyway. My feet are like super asleep right now because I was sitting really stupidly on my chair. Not that anybody needs to know that, but crafters' problems. Yes, Laurel's chosen one winner to get, and then, yeah, you can choose another winner for another card, Laurel. Let's go with purple and pink this time. Oops, wrong one. And don't forget to stick around to the very end of the video because I'm giving away that $100 gift card to scrapbook.com. And all the supplies I've used in today's video, or the majority of them anyway, are listed below in the video description, and I will update any of the things that I've added into the supply list when I'm all done here. And if you were inspired to get any of these products, please consider shopping using my links, especially times like this where a lot of us aren't working our usual day jobs. Any little bit helps, and we make small commissions when you shop through those links. And it's no cost to you, but it supports one of your favorite crafters. So even if, for example, you wanted to buy a stencil but not this one, you can still click on this stencil link, shop whatever you like. It doesn't have to be this stencil, and it'll still give me credit because you came from my channel to the store, if that makes sense. Okay. So don't forget that there are streams every hour today. So you can join Laurel Beard a little bit later, and a few other crafty friends of mine. Tiffany's next. I have her channel below in the video description. So when you're done at the end of this video, at the end of the hour, then you can click on her video, and she's going to be starting a live stream as well. So you're going to have inspiration all day. And this is a part of the World of Heart event. There are prizes to be won for being a part of the lives, some that are going to be announced right away, some are going to be announced later on from the comments. So I'm going to turn this around. Let's use the Blessed from this Mega Greetings 4 stamp. So Sylvia is the next winner. Do I seal my oxide inks on your cards to keep from re-wetting? No, I mean, I don't plan on putting these in the rain, so I don't generally do anything with them after. You can seal them, but I just never really found a point to it. They're dry to the touch, so as long as they don't get wet, they're perfectly fine. Send out a search party for my black ink, please. There it is. Does anybody else lose supplies when they're crafting? Because it happens to me all the time. So I have a bit of a dry sense of humor. I didn't mean to make it sound like the question was not a good one. It is a good question. Do you seal your projects? And so yeah, as I said, I don't plan on doing anything with them later, but if I were to plan on adding paints or sprays or something afterwards, I may consider that for sure. Okay. Laurel, we're down to 13 minutes, so why don't we give away a third card here from the comments while I'm stamping this. The full list of the participants from today's event are listed below in my video description. So if you're on a mobile device, I believe there's like a little arrow near the title that'll drop down the menu, and they're all listed in there. Everybody that's going to be doing a live today is listed there. So Tiffany's next. Her direct channel link is there, and if you keep scrolling in my video description, you'll see a full list. So now that I've inked that like 3 or 4 times, that is definitely going to be really wet. So I want to be careful when I'm adding the next little bit. Fionna. Oh, yeah, I always see your name coming up in my comments. Thank you so much. You've won a card. So email me, justine@justinehobie.com, and I'll have that out to you soon. So let's go. I'm so blessed to know you. I always think to myself, like, I don't really know all the people that watch my channel, but I do feel like I know you in some ways. A lot of you share your stories with me or private message me, and it's always so nice to interact with everyone. Didn't I just say I have enough time for just like one more card? And I feel like only 5 minutes have gone by and I'm done. add in some Black Nouveau drops, make things a little bit fun. I'm usually not nervous to do lives at all, and I don't feel nervous right now, but my hand is shaking for some reason. I just got a little bit on there, unfortunately, but that's okay. It's handmade, not Hallmark. I might redo it for the person that won that one. Maybe you get my happy mistake. All right. That is the Mega Greetings 4 stamp set from Altenew. And I'm going to very quickly add that to the supply list in the video description, just so you have it there. Okay, so for this one, I'm not going to do, is my cardstock crooked? No, I don't think so. Interesting, I think my cardstock is crooked. Let's try that one. I got a new paper trimmer and I have to tell you, it's been a bit of a learning curve. That looks better. Okay, so I've added in that stamp there, if anybody's interested, the one from Altenew. Okay. Okay, so we've given away, I think, 3 cards already, right, Laurel? So let's give away one more. Just watch the chat there and Laurel will let you know. Okay, this is also a really pretty one. I like this because it keeps things quite clean and simple. A lot of white space on it, and it's one of those designs you can use for really anything, so that's awesome. How do I clean my stencils? I just use warm water and sometimes some dishwashing soap, like Dawn or Palmolive, I think is the one that I have. All right, what am I gonna do with this one? Let's grab some of my sentiments. Let's do Hey There, Crafty Friend. And I'm gonna cut another, I'm gonna cut a flower. That one's too big. Trying to find things is impossible when you're on the go. I'm gonna cut another heart here for the front of this. Penny is the winner for the next one. I think the question is, can you clean the same way for stencil paste? Yeah, so what I do is when I'm crafting, I actually keep a Tupperware container, like a large one that's bigger than the 6x8 stencils, and I keep that on my desk with warm soapy water in it. If it gets cold while I'm crafting, it's not a big deal. And then I just plop the stencils in the water until I can get to the sink when I'm done crafting. And that way it stays moist, like all the pastes and everything, and I can give them a little bit of a scrub. So normally I just use my fingers, some soap and water. Now and again I use a sponge, but I try not to do that on really intricate ones because I don't want to rip any of the stencil bits. but usually with soap and water it comes off, especially if you keep it wet. So yeah, whenever I'm using stencils, I mean, these are just so I can go in like an hour and just wash them. It's not a big deal. Usually they won't stain that quickly, and if they do stain, I don't particularly care, as long as no paste gets stuck on there, because then that gets messy. All right, so hey there, crafty friends. Floral, can you tell me how many winners we've picked so far? I've lost track. Okay, so that's that card there. I am going to flip you back around so you can see me maybe. And then we can do a little bit of Q&A. So anybody that gets motion sick, close your eyes. I'll let you know when we're back to normal. All right, so thanks everyone for joining me, there we go, for this live. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. So let's go ahead, make sure to stick around, don't leave yet, because I'm gonna do the giveaway in just a second. Do I have a favorite stencil? Oh, good question. You know, I really love the ones from scrapbook.com because they're all just super basic, so I can use them for anything. There is, I think it's something Blossom, is my favorite one from Altenew. It's a layering stencil. That's another one I use a lot. So I made this one here, Positive Vibes Coming Your Way. We made this one with the lots of sentiments on it. Life is tough, but so are you. Everybody says you make it look easy. It is easy. It is easy. Just practice. That created the second card, which I'll put a sentiment on it and finish it off. We've done 4 winners. So Laurel, I'm going to need you to pick 2 more winners. Hey there, crafty friend. And then hope you have a great day with the stencils. Okay, so Laurel's gonna pick another 2 winners from the comments, and she's posting them, I believe, in the comments there. Just email me, justine@justinehovey.com, and you can claim your card. And I'm going to be doing the giveaway for the $100 scrapbook.com gift card. So everyone put a comment in the chat so I can see your names popping up, and I'm gonna pick one in the next minute or so. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't signed up for my technique resource binder class yet, please do so. It's gonna, especially if you have time off right now, you can just like slam out those lessons like it's nobody's business. If you're late to the game, don't worry. The discount codes might not be valid anymore, but the content is all still there. And you know, lots of good content there. And it's my solution for if you're ever sitting down and crafting and you don't know what to do. So I always flip through it, find a technique, and figure it out. The chat's making you dizzy, Wendy, I know. It's making Laurel dizzy too. She's already texted me that about a few times. Okay, so all 6 winners for the cards, send me an email and I will send these out to you. And then the $100 gift card winner is going to go to, let's see, scrapbook.com, not Simon Says Stamp. Let's see, Penny Van. Did you already win a card? I did say Penny before, didn't I? Oh well, that's okay. So Penny Van. I'm gonna update the description. In the description, I will put the names of the card winners. And Penny, you get the gift card as well. So your name pops up. I picked it, and that's that. And you got lucky today. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. In the video description below, there is a link to Tiffany's channel. She's going live next for the next hour, so be sure to check her out and subscribe to all the channels along the way. There's a full list in the video description. I'm going to be reposting this on my channel, so if you missed out, no worries whatsoever. So you can rewatch it later if you wanted to see any of these cards being made. Thanks again, and I'm going to sign off now. I so appreciate all your comments and lots of love today. Stay safe and healthy, everyone, and I'll be back with more videos shortly. And save the YouTubers on the 25th, so don't forget about that. That'll be a huge event, so lots more inspiration coming your way.